Morning guys, it's Craig here from Gifts Electrical. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're at a job, got a couple of things to do here. So the first one we're going to be doing is basically putting in power to this this shed. Client basically wants to just run a tumble dryer off it or a fridge or something. So we're actually going to come out, there's a socket just underneath this window, so we're going to come out here, take it across and then run down. I've got some wood and whatnot, etc. to fit in there. The other thing we're doing is we've got to put an outside light on, so we'll come out around this area and then basically light up in that corner so that they can see into the garden. They've basically got, I don't know what breed of dog it is, but it's big and it's black and it's fluffy, so yeah, it's quite difficult to see. So we're going to put a nice bright floodlight in, project down into the garden. And then what we've also got to do is we've got to rearrange the lighting in the dining room. They've got a switch by the kitchen which does one set of lights, and then as you walk through the dining room to the snug area, I guess, there's a two gang switch. One does a light in the snug and the other one does the light in the dining room. So it does, there's two dining room lights and the controls are at the opposite end, so we're going to reconfigure that. And then we're also going to put in two LED battens in the loft, so they've got some lighting in the loft. And yeah, so we're going to get cracking with that. I'll get you set. We're going to tackle the loft and the outside power first, as I've probably got to take up some the bathroom floor just to get access to underneath and stuff, see what's going on there. So we'll get cracking in the loft first. I'll get some... Right guys, so I don't know if you can hear me over the mask. Health and safety and all this stuff is horrible. So we're going to tap off this junction box. This cable's not long enough, so we're actually going to put in a Lighting Wago junction box, so the 221 box over there, run the feed back to here, and then we'll put in an XL Wago box to take all these. Our light switch is going to sit somewhere in this vicinity, so somewhere here, and then we've got these two 5-foot strips which will basically run. So we're going to put two strips in. Yeah, so it's a nice straightforward job. So got my trusty Unilite. So if you guys haven't got one, I really suggest you go and buy one. But yeah, we'll get this, it's all safely isolated and locked off, so we'll get the take this off, get everything set up Wago wise with the boxes, and go from there. Right guys, so that's the loft lights done. Apologies for the flicker. So I'm going to just inform the client, obviously it might be worth replacing the spots for something that's a little bit more fire rated. I mean, obviously there's not a great deal around them, but there's 3 spots, one there, one over by the other way you go, and then there's one down here. They were all covered with insulation to a degree, so I've removed the insulation around it, so we can either opt for fire hood or some new lights. I mean, they've got these 12-volt transformers just tucked in there, so I was looking at getting rid of. Obviously, way go to extend the feed there, and then we're all good there. I'm just going to do a bit of tidying up of the cables, make them look a little bit neater, but other than that, we're done the loft. So next thing is to get power to the shed. I'll probably do the video in 2 parts because it's going to be, it might probably be quite lengthy. So today, when this goes out, you'll see the loft and then the power to the shed, and maybe the next day or a couple of days later you'll see the outside light and the work inside to reconfigure the dining room lights. So guys, this is where we're going to take our connection off of. While I'm here, I'll just separate those, and then right at the back we put through, so I'm going to put a 20mm hole through, and then going to feed some plastic conduit in just to try and keep a bit of integrity between the back box and the wall, and then makes it easier for sliding the cable through as well. And then I've got a 308 little whisker box that'll go on the outside. And I've got a couple of the new SWA Storm Glands, so I'm going to try those today, see what they're like. Yeah, so yeah, get the power, drill out, get everything all put on the outside. Inside the shed we've got to put a wooden frame up on the uprights, just so we can mount our socket on, which will basically be, we're going for a single double socket, and I think the way I'm going to do it is just going to drill through the shed, come across the apex, and then down, and then go and then terminate straight into the back of or the top of the box. So yeah, so holes drilled, 20mm pipes in at a slight angle as well, downwards, so obviously water cannot travel back up. The whisker box is going to go straight over the top of it, and I'll put a bead of sealant round it just to make sure it does seal. Obviously you've got the drain hole and whatnot, so any water that does get into the whisker box is just going to pour out the bottom anyway. But yeah, nice neat job. Right guys, so these are the new SWA Storm Glands. Now they do another type as well. These are just the Storm, but they also do one with the locking ring that actually has the, you know, allows you to bite down onto the metal, so you don't need to use the banjos. Now I don't have, I got these from the eFix show, so I haven't bought these, but I was in CEF the other day and they don't do anything regarding these, so if anybody knows where we can get them, I'll try. But they're full IP rated already, so IP68, and they literally just unscrew. So you got your, obviously there's no need for a shroud on them or anything, so that literally goes on first, slides down the cable, and then obviously this is your centerpiece with the brass ring, and then obviously your standard ring there. So obviously 20mm fixing, screw that in. So obviously this is going to go into the whisker box that you can probably just about make out up there, and I do have a 308 earthing clamp. So for the whisker box we're going to terminate the armor using the earthing clamp, and then when we go inside the shed, what we're actually going to do inside the shed. So I've got a board that we're going to put across here, double socket. So we're going to come in up here, and then we'll obviously come down, use a bit of all-round band. I wanted some of the linen clips. You literally just put the hole in and then push it up, and it bites in. And unfortunately, again, CEF didn't have any whatsoever. Absolutely useless, to be fair. But yeah, we're going to come down here onto this board. We'll have a double socket on here, and then the SWA is basically going to come in to this board on this socket, and I'll use the banjo on this side, which is a bit annoying because if I had two locking nuts, I'd probably use them, but I don't. So it is what it is. So we're going to come down from the 308 down, and then we will come across, and we're just going to come in about here. Sorry, here helps if I aim the camera right. So we're going to come across here. I've also got just to help support the SWA, got a wire kit, so make sure it's obviously held in place, and I've also got some metal zip ties just to keep it so it's stuck on and it's not going to drop down in the event of a fire. Now, so I've got one of these armour slicers, or as Chris from CGR Shop would say, a pipe slice. I think this was 20 quid from TLC, and actually it's not bad. Pretty good bit of kit. So I've already gone through and scored it, so I'm just going to take the outer sheathing off, peel that off. There we go. Right. Always have a little rubbish bag to put aside as well. So these should all now come off nice and, yeah, they are. So let's get these off. So should, just like the ordinary armour slice, come off, which they are. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, like I said, this one's from TLC, and it's just as good as the CK one. I'm going to take about another inch off, so just go around. Cut round, and then literally just take it off like that, and there you go. That's going to peel off now. So I haven't quite gone deep enough on one side, so which is fine because obviously I can just retrim it, you see. So there we go, and then give it a nice little twist. Right, so I've already got part of my shroud on. Well, it isn't a shroud, it's just the fixing. So put that on, rings in there as well, so I'm going to slide this on and then make sure that none of the sheathing, the armor itself is inside the coupler, which it is not. So I'm just gonna too high. There we go. Right. So there we go, that's sitting on there nicely actually. So I'm not going to tighten it up all the way, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove it into the shove this end into the whisker box, get that ready, and then I'll look about doing it. But it's, once it's done, I mean, that looks, obviously when it's all lined up, that's going to look actually quite nice, I think. So yeah, we'll get that all tightened up. I mean, I could probably, the guy at the Elect show said you can do it up hand tight and they don't come off, so he wasn't lying. Jesus Christ, you don't even need to do your split. Yep, yeah, that ain't coming off. So I'll get this mounted onto the whisker box, and then I'll get it terminated properly. So guys, as you can see, we've got the pipework in there. I've already sealed behind it. There's also, so there's our 20mm coming through. Way goes, brass bar, obviously securely fitted. Now that is not going anywhere. I don't know if you can see that. I've put the drain hole in as well. So that, as far as I'm concerned, is now good to go. I've checked the connections, they're all nice and tight. I'll pop that, they're not pulling out, which is always a good sign. So pop that on, and we can now look to actually get this. So there we go, all securely fit. So we'll get this clipped in, and then we're going to come down to this height here. Obviously we'll put try and come in through the center, but we do want to put our wire up high. I think that is solid wood behind there, so or I say it's got a strut behind it, so it makes it a little bit easier to secure to. So we're probably going to come in at the center there, cable will come under there, a little bit of a loop, which just so you know, drip loop, and then jobs are going to, we might even, because that's not very secure, that's yeah, so we're probably going to come down here, we'll have to loop it in, and then we'll come down the roof side. And right guys, that is done for today. So this will be, yeah, this will be part one of a two-part video. Everything's in, everything's tested, it's all working. So we've got the 308 2.5 SWA. It's clamped up there, earthed correctly, and then we continue through. Ow! Then we come down. The only thing I'm going to come back to, I've got to do, which I'll do tomorrow, I'm just going to put a couple of bits of all-round band just to make sure we come down. Everything's all working as it should, which is brilliant. So that's that one. Haven't got to the, didn't manage to get to the light today for upstairs, or do the downstairs light switches, so we've got that left to do. Obviously, like I said, light's going to go there. The lighting in the loft is all done, so we're halfway through the work. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. You guys are the reason I do this, so yeah, I'll catch you again in part 2. Cheers.